Hello, everyone. My name is Irini Agathagalo, and I'm one of the therapists here at Stabilis Treatment Centre. In today's video, I've been given the honor to be able to interview one of my past patients. She was here at Stabilis last year in 2020, and she completed her full rehabilitation program. So in this video, I'll be conducting an interview with Ms. Lizelle Jordan, who's been in recovery for just over 8 months. Yes, let's hear how she's been doing. Okay, so we're welcoming Ms. Lizelle Jordan. I'm going to be conducting the interview with her today. Yes, so let's see how she's been doing. Okay. Lizelle, can you possibly please just introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. I'm Lizelle Jordan, and I'm a recovered addict.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so to the next question. What was the substance that you were addicted to? What was the substance that brought you to Stabilis?
I was addicted to sleeping medication.
Okay, so your addiction was mainly medication.
Yes.
Okay, all right. When did you start using or abusing the medication?
It was roughly about 6 years ago.
Okay, so you've been battling with the addiction for about 6 years.
Yes.
All right, okay. How did it happen that you were admitted into Stabilis? What made you come to Stabilis?
Well, when my addiction was discovered, I lost everything. And I was in a very low point of my life. And after talking to a pastor in Pretoria, he suggested that I go to Stabilis. And he's part of Stabilis there as well. So he arranged everything there.
Okay, so was it the pastor here? Was it Mr. Braam, Dr. Braam Leroux?
No, it's Pastor Donnie van Jansen van Rensburg.
Oh, yes. Okay. I was assuming that it was the pastor here that does devotion in the morning. I thought it was Braam. Okay.
Yeah, I learned Brahm. I learned Brahm when I was there. Also, a very
Okay.
nice pastor as well.
Yes. Okay, great. So you also got to know him a bit better. Okay, so on to the next question. What were your fears before you came into Stabilis about a rehab? There's always scary rumors that go on. So before you came into Stabilis, what was your fears? What were your fears?
Well, the biggest rumors that's going around is that you won't have possibly have contact with the outside world, like your parents, friends, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that was quite a hard point to accept, but that was not true at all. And of course, the fact that you don't want to change. There's still a part in you that don't want to change, but you know you have to. It's good for you. So I was afraid for the change, but only for the part that I know there's a little bit of me that didn't want to change.
Yeah, yeah. And that is the case with many people that do come in here, is that because when a person becomes an addict, it becomes a safety zone for them. And them knowing if you're coming into rehab, that safety zone is almost threatened. So it is completely normal when somebody wants to come into rehab or come to Stabilis, there is that fear of, if I change, who do I become? Am I able to cope without the substance? So yeah, so that fear was totally normal. It happens all the time.
Yeah, it's part of your comfort zone, so you don't want to get out of your comfort zone at that stage.
Yes, no, very true. Okay, so when you came into Stabilis, what was your first impressions?
Well, I was impressed with the friendly staff and the relaxed environment. Staff there is very professional and very helpful. I was quite scared and teary when I got in, so there's a lot of support there.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I actually thinking back, I think I remember I don't know if it was the first day that you came in or if it was within that first week. But yeah, I remember that first time. But what's always very nice for me as a therapist is I always think about the first time my patient comes in, that first day, and what a drastic change they've made on the last day when they leave. I always say I wish I can take a before and after photo, the physical changes, the emotional changes. It's very nice to witness.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so how was Stabilis? How was it in Stabilis? What did you learn?
Well, I learned that there's always a support system. Even if you don't think so, you are loved, you are cared for, and there's always a way out. That you're not lost. So there's always help for you if you do want the help.
Yeah,
You just have to take that step. The first step is from you.
yeah, yeah. Now that's very true, and I'm so happy that that's something that you took away from Stabilis. Many people, before they come in, they feel that the world is totally against them and that there's no help or no one cares for them. Um, but if it's something that you genuinely want, there is always help out there for you, and one of those options is Stabilis. Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so the next question, what was your favorite part of your treatment program while you were here at Stabilis?
I enjoyed all the activities, programs that they offered. But I have to say the group therapy was very beneficial for me.
Yeah.
And then of course the individual sessions that I had with you.
Okay, great. Yeah, a very big question of when people come in is they don't know what to expect in the group therapy because sometimes they're not willing to open up and share, amongst a group of strangers. But once they slowly get into the process, they realize how therapeutic it actually is. And many of the patients say that group therapy was their favorite part of the whole program.
Definitely.
Okay, so next question. How did you feel when you left Stabilis, when you were just about to leave Stabilis, when you were about to get discharged? How did you feel?
Well, about 2 days before I had to leave, I was very anxious and very nervous. I didn't know what the outside world was facing, and I have to go back to the people that I hurt. I have to face them again.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of support from my parents and even from the staff at Stabilis as well. So I was doing fine. I was, even though I was scared, I was happy.
Yes, yes. Now, remember you said that before you came into Stabilis, you were quite scared and you were quite anxious. And then you came in and then you did really well. And then just before you left, you became scared and anxious again. So it just shows that within recovery, every time that you are put in a situation where you feel scared or you feel anxious, it just shows that you're busy approaching a new stage of your recovery. So again, what you felt there was very normal. Many times when we ask the patients who are just about to be discharged, how do you feel? They always say, oh, I feel scared, I feel nervous. And I always tell them, it's normal. You're approaching the next stage into your recovery. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah. So the big question, how long have you been sober?
Well, it should have been a year by now,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, I did have a bit of relapses.
Yes, yes.
But I've been going strong for about 8 months.
Yes, fantastic. And I thank you for being so honest with us. And it is unfortunate, but sometimes within recovery, um, patients do so well and something so unexpected happens, and then there is a relapse that occurs. But if I can say, as your relapse did happen, the very important thing that you did was that you didn't just give in to the relapse. immediately you acknowledged what you did, and after the relapse, you phoned Stabilis, you made your appointments, and you continued receiving help. And if you didn't do that, you would have gone straight back full blown into the addiction. But you took responsibility and you continued with your sobriety, which is a fantastic thing. That's why you and I are sitting here having this interview today.
Thank you, Rini.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I want to ask, with regards to you and your recovery and how well you've been doing, do you have any messages for other people who want to start using substances? Was it worth it in the first place to start?
It's not worth it. If you, at that stage, it seems like your only option,
Yeah.
but it's not an option. It's not worth it to go through that. But if it does happen, there's always places like Stabilis that can help you,
Yeah.
which is very beneficial. But there's always a way out. You are loved, you are cared for, so don't start.
Now, it's important with what you say. It's completely not worth it, and I agree with you. It's a temporary fix, but it doesn't solve any of your problems. In fact, it only makes it worse. And as you've mentioned, and I think you can agree with me, going through recovery, it's not very easy. It is something challenging. Going through rehab, it is a big challenge. So using a substance and then having to go through all that trouble to recover, you're very correct. In the end, it's not worth it at all. Okay. Now to the next question, I want to ask for the people out there, this is a question that's asked to us quite often. When you were discharged and you left Stabilis, what help have you received from Stabilis after being discharged?
At that stage, it was still the COVID regulations. So we had a group on Zoom, which was the survivor group. I joined that, which was also very good because you get the chance to connect with other survivors as well from different areas. And you have follow-up sessions, which I highly recommend, which are beneficial as well.
Yes. Okay, I'm glad that those really helped you. And again, it's the effort that people put in after they've been discharged. So yes, just to elaborate, Stabilis has a survivors group. So once you've completed your treatment program, we offer a survivors group that you can come in every Monday, and it's a form of group therapy. And yes, they discuss recovery and the way forward. And also what Stabilis has to offer that Lizelle just mentioned that really helped her was once you complete your program, you get 6 follow-up sessions with your therapist that's included in your treatment program. So once you leave the center, there's many challenges that you face, and your therapist doesn't just leave you there. Once you face those challenges, you can phone in and make an appointment. Okay. Then the last question, Lizelle, what message do you have for people out there who want to stop using substances?
If you want to stop, make that choice for yourself. It's only you that can change the future for yourself. Phone Stabilis, really nice. I highly recommend the center as well. And do something about it. Take one day at a time. Like I say, you are always loved and always cared for, and there are help available for you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Yes, and I see with regards to the questions, I sent you the questions, and I can read and everything. You've written down your answers, and I see that you have a last thing that you would like to say with regards to your thank yous. Would you like to say that on camera?
Yes. I would like to thank Dr. Machiel for the wonderful work that he's doing to help people like me. And then, of course, for Irini, she's a brilliant therapist as well.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you guys for helping me take that step and helping me towards recovery.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. But from our side, as you say, you need to want to recover. And I could see it in you from the day that you walked in, how badly you did want it. And yes, you put in all the effort, you did what we told you to do, you followed all the steps, all the programs, and this is what brought you where you are today. And through our emails and follow-up sessions, I know and I can say to everybody that you are doing very well. And yes, and remember, recovery doesn't just stop here, recovery continues. And yes, you know, if you need help or any advice, you just contact us. Okay.
Yes. Thank you,
Okay,
Rini.
Lizelle. All right, so thank you, and I'm glad you're doing well, and we will chat soon.
Thank you, Rini.
Okay. Okay, so that's the interview completed that we've done with Lizelle Jordan. I'd just like to thank her one last time for being willing to participate in doing this interview. It's not always easy to be in the public eye and to talk about your past with regards to addiction. But thank you so much for opening up to us and sharing your story. It's going to help many people further. And if there is somebody watching this video that believes that they do need help with regards to addiction, please don't hesitate to phone us at Stabilis. If you have any questions, any queries, please contact us or come in. And yes, we will be more than happy to answer any of your questions. If you would like to know more about the treatment program, about the finances, yes, as I said, all you need to do is give us a call. And yes, Stabilis is here. We are willing to help. We are willing to help you and your family. And as you can tell in the video, there's many people that recommend Stabilis that's received the help that they need. Yeah, so that's all from my side. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, until next time, you must have a lovely week further. And yes, till next time. Bye-bye.